Who could make that happen?
So we got Barry Lyons on Skype.
Perfect, because he's right on time. We'll get him on for a few minutes to talk about... There he is.
Hello.
Hi, Barry. How are you tonight?
Good.
What happened there?
Oh,
you're chopping?
do you hear me?
You're just cutting out a little bit, Barry.
Oh.
It's either your mic or your volume. I'm not sure.
Volume all the way up on my keyboard.
Try and turn it down a little so it doesn't go
Feedback,
through and cut
yeah.
out.
Okay, how's this?
Better.
Yeah.
Better? Yep.
Yep.
I'll keep on talking as I go down the volume. Is that better?
Yeah, you don't cut out now with it lower on your end.
Excellent.
Okay, that's great. You want me to leave it like that? All right, great.
Now, see, radio has like a pre-test. When we go live, unfortunately, we don't get a chance beforehand.
You just jump right into it.
Unfortunately, we just don't have that pauser. Tell us about your book. It's called Letter to a Prohibitionist, and it's a bathroom reader for me, where I do most of my good reading these days, unfortunately. It's better than tweeting from the can. And as I opened it, and I mean, obviously, it's called Letter to a Prohibitionist.
Right.
And I'm like, wait a second. I'm like reading a letter here. Correct?
Yes.
Like, go figure.
Yeah, no. The idea was, the backstory, if you will, was that I wrote to a prohibitionist. He writes back to me, and then my book is a long letter back to him. That was the setup.
It's excellent setup, actually. It's a truly great setting for an idea of getting across the idea of legalization. Is like, hey, I'm going to write to one of these people. And you do. I forgot the book at home on the kitchen table in my bag, unfortunately, because I was...
Oh, okay.
I apologize. We'll show it.
That's all right.
But it's a good read. How many pages is it, would you say?
I have it right here. I don't even know my own page count.
Well, show us the book, then. Okay.
I don't know. Can you...
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay.
It's not a challenging read. I mean,
The
like...
other way, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to avoid the reflection.
Perfect.
How's that?
That's a nice cover.
It is.
It is.
All right, so tell us about it. What gave you the idea for the setting first?
Frustration. The original draft was written in a very straightforward manner. Not quite academic, but just a kind of lecturing tone that I could just never get rid of. And I actually dropped the idea for about a year or so. And then I suddenly got the idea for this quasi-fictional setup. And it just gave me more freedom to use humor and not to be so staid, if you will, in a sort of academic kind of manner.
And we kind of get a feeling that you actually know who this person is. It was weird. It was like reading someone's personal letter to another person.
Yes, the technique that I use is throughout the book when I'm quoting my prohibitionist. You said this, you said that. Let's take a look at this. I'm actually resorting to a variety of sources, and I'm weaving them together to make it seem like one voice.
That's a fascinating way to create a character.
And then I feel that I can be less formal. I can be jokey. I can be humorous, as I hope you saw.
Yeah.
It just opened it up for me, and I felt that this is how the book ought to go.
What role does cannabis play in fueling your creativity?
I have always been a light smoker. I joked that to someone that if some could go through an ounce in a week, that would take me 6 months. I only like to get a little buzz on when I write.
There's nothing wrong with the person who doesn't need to toke a lot, right, Amy?
Yeah, I never...
Yeah, that's great.
What? Why? Like, there's nothing to complain about that you're a lightweight.
Come on. That's
Saves you
amazing.
money.
Saves you money.
It
Yeah.
does save me money, but it just leaves, inspires a creativity and leaves a sober state, if you will, clarity of mind as well. So I have the best of both worlds. Got a little buzz on, but I'm not too tuned out.
Did you write the entire book while you were medicated? Or had a buzz on?
A good portion of it, yes.
Excellent, you know. Do you have a set time of day when you would write? Did you turn your session time? Oftentimes, people that recently ask, "Well, when did you find time to write the book?" I'm like, "Well, that 4 hours I spend sessioning in the morning, I found time to write a book."
No set time, actually.
Okay.
I would be in bed and suddenly be seized with an idea and have to run to the computer. And this would be after, an hour session of satisfying writing, thinking, okay, I'm done. And then I take a break and then get back to the computer when when I hadn't planned to. So there was no set schedule. Morning, afternoon, evening, weekends, whenever.
Whenever you could find time.
Yep.
Let me see here. How did you so it's on Amazon, correct?
Correct.
How much?
How much?
$10. Cheap.
Not bad. Yeah.
And Amazon's having book sales all this. I don't know if you're a part of the book sale or not.
It is currently $9 the last time I looked.
Even better.
Even better. Hey, Amazon knocked $4.20 off my book on Cyber Monday.
That's awesome.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I was so happy. I think what would you talk about? What was the experience writing? Did it take you a long time to, you said, you tried it and then you stopped? What was the impetus what was your impetus for sitting down and writing To a Prohibitionist?
When the mayor of Asbury Park, New Jersey, 91, 92, 93, I forget what it was, early 90s, got arrested on a drug charge. And just reading the usual crap responses about it from the mainstream press, that was my tipping point. I had always been fascinated by this issue. And then when that happened, I just said to myself, I got to write about this issue.
So are you Skyping us tonight from... I thought you were from upstate New York. Are you from New Jersey originally?
No, excuse me. No, I'm originally from Massachusetts. I'm Skyping you from the Upper West Side of Manhattan.
Oh, Upper West. Well, New York.
I love
Yes.
the color.
I know. It looks really amazing where you are.
Yeah, beautiful.
I know. Why don't we not have places like this, eh? So your location is one... I just lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Oh,
the
that's
colors are
okay.
pretty.
Myrna's real jealous of your office.
Office, home. It's
Home.
a small studio.
That's
He has
okay.
the same, only a little bit more like pothead-ish.
Yes, right.
My studio is very... We'll get to that. So the book's out. What other... have you been doing lots of promo online? What's the response been like?
It's... I only just launched this revised edition about 2 weeks ago. I've reached out to 2 or 3 other people who I hope will review it. One is a reasonably well-known name. I just do, I don't know if it's unorthodox marketing, but leaving comments at sites, commenting about the book on Twitter, including excerpts from the book on Twitter. My favorite one being, the war on marijuana began 2 years before Hitler invaded Poland.
That was the one that caught me. That one was the one wait, yeah, that's true.
It is true.
Explain.
1937 was the Marijuana Tax Act. You could almost say that the government had a sense of humor. They created a law in which you could not grow and harvest marijuana unless you got tax stamps from the government. But guess what? The government had no intention of giving out any tax stamps.
You imagine what a fucking scam. Motherfucker ripping you off.
Well, you can thank Harry J. Anslinger for that. I don't know how far into the book you are, but I give a lot of crazy quotes by that guy.
Oh, he was a nut job once. That's to say for sure, Mr. Anslinger. So I mean, it was to put in the reason marijuana was prohibited. People don't know is for synthetics because they wanted more synthetics. They wanted to pulp trees. They wanted to have nylon. They just created nylon in around that period of time. I don't know if people know that. And they wanted to move society into synthetics.
Yeah, there's one thing I guess I say that might in the book that might seem a little controversial to other marijuana activists, and that is the idea that newspaper magnates, magnate, wanted marijuana stopped because of paper, but there is really because of tree-based paper. There's no real sense that there was any plot or conspiracy there. So I'm sort of on the fence about saying that was a reason. But I think the real reason at the time was racism. Harry J. Anslinger came out of Prohibition. Alcohol Prohibition came to an end. And he just made this lateral move into marijuana and started blaming the Mexicans, and then off we went.
Well, don't forget the jazz singers of the period, the Reefer Man song, and maybe we can play that at the 9:20. Good one. Play the Reefer Man song. And you bring up racism, so let's talk about racism and how Prohibition was. I mean, they just didn't want They didn't want the mingling of the races, and the black man was having a lot of fun on the pot, and he didn't want to give it to the white woman.
Yeah, the demon jazz music and all that crap. Again, it all goes to Anslinger. He's the guy we can thank. At the dawn of Prohibition.
All right. So give us the name of your book again, Barry.
Letter to a Prohibitionist.
It's available on Amazon.
Available on Amazon.
Tweet me, and I'll tweet out the link to people so they can see it. What do you want to leave the audience with? We got a few minutes in your segment. What do you want to leave us with? Why should people go out and be like, hey, I got to buy a marijuana book for the holiday season? Why should they give your book a spin?
Because it's a very easy, fun read. I make two promises to all readers that you will laugh at least once, and you will learn something new. It's not a dry book. The book is
definitely
very
not
topical,
dry.
And I think my book is the way to go to become acquainted with the issue.
Well, while you're here, I did really think that the theme, that setting idea was like you're reading a letter, and so now you're reading facts that a lot of the facts I know that where you like respond to like, hey, you said this. I'm like, oh, I know that, and then you write this sort of warming. Like, hey, you're wrong, you idiot, but you're not really saying that.
I enjoyed, I didn't want to hammer him, my character, if you will, but I liked treating him as a buffoon.
It's true, you did. Well, then you accomplished your goal, because that's the way I felt when I was reading it, is that I was like, well, you're not speaking down to him, but you're definitely...
Yeah, no, right. I'm always trying to go after what he's saying. I'm not just there. I'm not there to toss off insults. I'm here. I'm there to challenge what he's saying and going after all the conventional arguments in favor of prohibition. So, as I say, the book is a very easy read. And I felt for this subject I needed to do that because some people might think it might be a dry public policy kind of book, and I did not want to write that type of book.
It's not a dry. It's a fascinating look at public policy, and just so you know, it is available on Amazon. And if you buy $35 worth of pot books on Amazon, you get free shipping.
There you go.
So you buy my book for $10, you can buy Barry's book for another $10, and you're at $20, and you can buy all three.
That's nice of you.
All three weed books.
Oh, actually, I think you've got up a wrong post there.
Oh.
That is an older edition. See, it says October 4th, 2010.
So Chris will find the later edition and tweet us that link in Vapor
I'll
Central.
here, listen. I'll tweet you that link right this second.
All right then.
Hold on a second.
Quick question, too, to end some of this. Has Barry ever thought of writing a letter to a Canadian prohibitionist? As I'm not sure if you're aware, but we influenced prohibition in 1923 in Canada.
Oh, really?
And there was a lady named Emily Murphy, who is our version of Harry Anslinger, in Alberta.
Oh, yes, right. I
She
remember
wrote
when I
a
was
famous
doing-
book called The Black Candle and helped outlaw opium and marijuana in Canada.
To be honest with you, I now remember that. A friend of mine had brought her up, and I remember thinking, yeah, this sounds good, but I think I have too much on my hands. And I decided not to
pursue it.
Yeah, only because, in fact, my book was about 50 to 70 pages longer than it is, and I really wanted to
keep it short for the attention.
Yeah. Let me send you. I'm going to send you a.
Send us that tweet.
Yeah,
and we'll...
sending you a direct message in about 5 seconds here.
All right. Well.
Vapor. Yeah, because if you could put up the Vapor at Vapor Central, right?
Yep. We can easily retweet that for you. But thanks for Skyping us,
Yeah, there it
Barry.
is. Oh, it couldn't go through.
We'll get that. We'll definitely get it out for people.
Yeah, if you could just grab the link, just go to my profile page.
Not a problem.
And you'll see the on Twitter, and you'll see the link there.
Excellent. So, Barry Lyons, once again, Letter to a Prohibitionist. I was enjoying the bathroom reader.
Okay.
I'd like to check it out one day.
Yeah, check it out. I'll lend you my
will.
copy.
Oh, thank you.
Well, there we go.
No, it's okay.
All right. So, speaking of books and speaking of this is why we can bring Amy on, and I brought a topic specifically for you. You mentioned earlier on strains, on Bud Swap, that you're a big fan of strains.
I am.
Tell us why.